Hello, my brothers and sisters in time. My name is George Alexander. I'm the co-founder, CEO, chief watch designer, and chief perfumer of Maison de Filion, also known as the Black Horologist. Welcome back to the channel. I'm excited. I'm excited today. I get to talk about another brand that I absolutely adore. A brand that is a huge inspiration to me. One that has perhaps more than any other brand really influenced the things that we design and put out for Maison de Filion. A perennial nominee and winner at GPHG, including winning an award this year in the iconic category. But before I tell you the brand, I'd like to see if you can guess it. So before we get into it, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, all of that. It would really, really mean a lot. Let's run up the views and run up everything, so we can continue to do wonderful and really cool things. So this brand that I am so excited to talk about started in 1874. By another George, who also loves his wife, much like I do mine. And I love you, babe. I can't wait to get you on an episode here. Quick aside, make sure that you are subscribed to my wife's channel, Nanji A, Nanji Alexander on all the socials, the Nurtured Noir podcast. Make sure that you tune into that. She's doing some incredible things there, and you know, nothing says I love you and our anniversary is coming up like a shameless plug. So but yes, we start with another George that absolutely loves his wife, so much so that he made a watch for her. I believe it was a pocket watch, as a gift. Now, George Edward, I'm not going to tell you his name because that's going to tell you the brand, really figured out by the time he was 19 that he loved watches. I wish that I had figured that out at 19. But, you know, 6 or so years later, who's counting, right? I'm also not from Switzerland. He was in Switzerland. Now, this particular brand, I believe, is headquartered in Neuchâtel. And is one of the places I'd really, really like to go. If I was to take like a watchmaking tour of Switzerland. So, they inspire me in a number of ways. One, they just use excellent materials. They are incredible with stone dials. Absolutely incredible. Excuse me. They are seated pretty squarely at the intersection of horology and jewelry, and they come up with some just absolutely beautiful pieces and some technical marvels as well. I want to say that they won La Gaille d'Or at GPHG in the last few years for one of their ultra thin watches, which, I mean, game changer. I mean, I want to say it was close to the thickness of a credit card. Like something absolutely ridiculous, like 2 millimeters or less, or like a coin edge or something. Just absolutely insane. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm really going to give you some hints. They've got the Altiplano, they've got the Polo. It's Piaget. It's Piaget. And what I really love about Piaget, again, their use of stone dials is second to none. Their placement of diamonds and gemstones is second to none. They are a brand that I look at in not only in high regard, but just kind of look at as, this is kind of how I want people to look at Maison de Filion. Not necessarily the most well-known, but if you know, you definitely know. Perennial contenders for pretty much every award that they go for at GPHG. I've told y'all before, it is next to impossible for me to go against them, when they're nominated for an award. I think that they, will and honestly deserve to win everything. Family-owned business, much like Maison de Filion, that has just really, really taken off. I want to say they're part of Richemont now. And correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me in the comments. I'm sure that y'all will. But I mean, generations on generations in the Piaget family have been working to keep Georges-Edouard Piaget's dream alive. And I think that that's really cool, especially raising my little rugrats. They are into watches. It's always, Daddy, can we design a watch today? And I'm very, very proud of that. And I really think that, they're going to carry the torch. And, what better way to model that than Piaget? I actually have a Piaget coffee table book that I purchased a little while back, and it's on my coffee table right now. Just some of the most beautiful watches that you've ever seen. They're very creative in kind of pushing the envelope in a watch's silhouette. And the different, not even, and don't get me wrong, they can make a watch with some complications now, but just the beauty of their watches, and like the bangle watches, and the ones that, double as a bracelet or a hidden watch, or just anything that they're able to do, as sort of a style bending and genre bending watch company. It really inspires me to kind of push the envelope and not be afraid of perceived limitations. So that's something that I really, really look up to them for and really celebrate about Piaget is just when you think that you've seen it all, just when you think that they've done it all, they come out with something different. And I mean, you can see, a bunch of their, GPHG nominated and or winning watches popping up on the screen. But they really do push the envelope. That Altiplano Ultimate concept, again, another super thin watch in a growing, I guess, arms race would be the best way of putting it, of super thin watches. I want to say Richard Mille is currently the thinnest, but Piaget is up there. MB&F, I believe, had a really good one that was super thin too. And you're seeing that, that is, I guess, the next frontier that is to be conquered is, keeping it super complicated and super complex and having, just a triumph of modern watchmaking, but making it thinner, making it fit better, making it, a lower profile. Because you see some watches, and again, I've got small wrists. There are certain things that I can't wear because it looks like a buckler shield on me. But that's super thin. And I think that, the challenge there is also making sure that it's durable. Because your watch, it's going to take a beating. That's inevitable. But yeah, so this isn't a super long episode today. I do want to make sure that I give Piaget their flowers. I am super excited to see what else they come up with. Another brand that, hey, if you're looking for something, inspired, hit me up. But I do want to give them their flowers and thank them for the inspiration. Thank them for all that they do to push this field of horology forward. All of the risks that they take and all of the things that they make. And I'm watching them. I'm watching them very intently because I know that anything that they come out with is going to be fantastic. It's going to redefine the way that we look at watches and the way that we conceptualize time, because that's been sort of their thing. And if I could remember, what did Piaget say? he had a motto that was just so beautiful. It was just so beautiful. Yes. Always do better than necessary. And if you look at Piaget, they do that. They always do better than necessary. They always do more than they need to, more than you would expect them to, and they do it well. So shout out to you all for really living out that motto, and inspiring us to do the same. So, I won't belabor the point too much. I'm super excited to continue on this series and, talking briefly about, some of my favorite brands and what they've given me when it comes to inspiration and really doing things in this watch game. As always, follow us on all the socials at Maison de Filion. Follow me at the Black Horologist. MaisonDeFilion.com/shop. Go and pre-order the Pistris Collection. Very heavily inspired by Piaget, as you see with the stone dials and the exotic leather straps. I think next week we might get into the brand that influenced the shape of our Pistris collection. But for this week, we're going to continue to celebrate Piaget. I'd love to, at some point, own a Piaget watch. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But find your favorite watch, wear it in good health, pre-order the Pistris Collection, and we'll see you next week. This is George Alexander, co-founder, CEO, chief watch designer, and chief perfumer of Maison de Filion, also known as the Black Horologist, signing out. Love you guys.